Good morning, traders and investors. Roger Scott here, senior strategist for The Trading Pub. It's, what is it today? It's Tuesday. It's October 31st. It's Halloween. I'm wearing my no monkey business shirt. So there's no monkey business. Well, a little monkey business on Halloween is okay. Folks, welcome, welcome, welcome. Before we begin, I want to thank you for joining me yesterday in my premiere of the Pro Trader Dashboard. We've been working on it all summer, and it was very highly anticipated, and it was one of the biggest sellers in history of the company, probably the biggest seller in the last 3 years. We couldn't keep them on the shelf. It was so important, and we got so many emails that today I'm going to go again at 1 p.m. right after the VIP room, and I'm going to give you some more previews, answer some more questions, and talk about it in more details. This is going to change the way you trade, and it's going to change the way you look at the markets. So make sure to join me at 1 p.m. Also, subscribe to my Telegram channel. If you don't know how to do it, just go to rogerscott.com/Telegram or look at the link below the video. Find my YouTube channel and join it. That's where I post these videos in the morning where you can get your grubby paws on it early. Just go to YouTube, go to the search menu and type in Roger-Scott and it'll show up. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get these videos in the morning for free. And trust me, you want these videos. They're good. I give you free hot tips that'll help you trade the rest of the day. They're very actionable. All right, let's get into all of this today. So the Nasdaq is up about 22 points. The Dow is up about 127 points. Now the Dow's having a real move. That's a real move. Yesterday went up about 400 or 500 points. Matter of fact, let me show you right now how the Dow looks. It's a big gainer yesterday. Showed some big movement. Look at that. But we are above the 8-day EMA, but notice where we're at. We have a lot more catching up to do before we get up to here, and the trend is still down. So be very cautious. Also, the market did not capitulate, and we are entering a bullish cycle, but the market did not capitulate, as you will see right here, looking at the SPY. So we have to be very careful. We're still below the 8-day EMA. But we are moving higher. Now remember, this is a very steep downtrend. So even if we don't capitulate and we move higher, we would still hit this level right around here and then back off again. Now we are just starting a bullish cycle, which lasts between now and the end of the year. We just ended a bearish cycle. But again, things are all over the place. Earnings, market is not responding to positive earnings the way it usually is. We've got war in the Middle East. There's a lot of global tension. There's China. So we have to be extra cautious, especially because we're below the 8-day EMA and we're below the 200-day EMA and we have not capitulated. And yesterday's volume wasn't all that great. It was okay, but look at the volume here. The 3 days down, right? Look, above average, below average. So I'd really like to see volume pick up if this is going to continue so that we know that these moves are legitimate, that they're not some wanky moves that are going to reverse, because right now this could easily reverse and fall on its butt. And it's very possible because we've got the Fed speaking tomorrow. We don't know what they're going to say. There's a lot of things on the agenda. We've got FOMC beginning today, which means the market could be subdued. We have Apple tomorrow on earnings. And Apple, by the way, looking at Apple, let me just show you what I'm talking about. While it did rally yesterday, it's below the 200-day moving average. So if Apple doesn't cross above the 200-day moving average, and it's below the 8-day EMA, if Apple decides to go down today, it's going to bring the entire market down, and Apple's in a downtrend. Now, I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen, but I'm just throwing out things that could put a big wrench in our plans, okay? A big wrinkle in our plans. Let's talk a little bit about global economy, and we'll go from there, okay? So investors digested weaker than expected business activity from China, Bank of Monaco, and Japan. That's not going to give us tailwind, with the focus shifting to the Federal Reserve. Now remember, usually the day before the announcement, the market is muted. And tomorrow you have the FOMC and you have Apple. So traders will not, unless they're crazy, are not going to want to make big bets going into tomorrow, which means we may be limited to day trading and trading action may be muted. Treasuries lowered its federal borrowing estimate for current quarter, citing strong expected revenue. But when you look at the TLT here, it's still trading, but it's trading above now the 8-day EMA, but it's trading below all the averages and below this level, and this could easily revert back. So, and volume hasn't been all that high on the upside move compared to the down move right here, you could see. So again, Volume is declining on the way up. It increases on the way down. That's not a happy camper. Third quarter earnings season is gathering pace. You got Pfizer, you got AMD, you got Amgen, you got Caterpillar. They're set to report today. Analysts expect the aggregate S&P 500 to be about 4.3%, which is a lot higher. It was like 1.7% higher than we expected. But so far, the markets have not really started to move. But we're only about halfway done with earnings. We still have about 50% left. The Federal Reserve kicks off its two-day meeting later today, which means that tomorrow we get our decision, and that means the market will probably be a little muted, especially because you've got Apple on the way too. Israel struck targets in Lebanon Tuesday, escalated its ground operation in Gaza, with Netanyahu rejecting a possibility of a ceasefire. That's not a surprise. U.S. consumer confidence comes out today. That's this report right here. It comes out at 10. So we don't want to make any day trades before that report comes out, right? Because we don't know how that will impact the market. You've got Chicago Producers Managers Index coming out today. You've got Employment Cost Index. Then you've got ISM tomorrow, JOLTS tomorrow, and FOMC. So again, don't be surprised if we have a subdued market. Europe is up a little bit, digesting slew of economic data ahead of the Federal Reserve decision. They're seeing gains in real estate and chemical stocks. Whatever works for them. China closed slightly lower, snapping a 5-day winning streak. This is not going to help us, not going to give us any tailwind. Manufacturing activity from the country weighted on sentiment. National Bureau of Statistics showed Tuesday that Chinese manufacturing activity contracted in October. That's bad. Bad. Japan closed higher today after the Bank of Japan kept its interest rates negative. Yeah, for 30 years now? It made only minor changes to its yield curve. They maintain its short-term interest rate target unchanged. It's negative 0.1. What the hell are they doing? NVIDIA fell a little bit. We may have a little pressure on chip stocks today. Lattice Semiconductor tumbled. We may have some pressure on tech stocks as a result, specifically chip stocks. They were actually weak yesterday. Western Digital slit. So keep your eye on chip stocks and semiconductors. Matter of fact, let me go through the semiconductor index right now and see how it's doing. It's actually a little positive. That's good. That's good. Let's see how NVIDIA is doing this morning. Kind of strange that it would be positive on good news. NVIDIA's down. Let's see how AMD's doing. AMD's up a little bit. I guess it's mixed. We'll see how today goes. As far as charts, let's look at the QQQ. As far as the QQQ, we're starting to enter back into our territory, our bullish, not bullish, but our choppy territory. Again, I'm not happy about the volume declining the last two bars and increasing on the way down. That's not happiness. And if Apple disappoints, I can promise you nothing is going to hold this market higher. We got to be very, very careful. It's very hard to predict what the words out of Powell's mouth will be. He's very squirrely. He's squirrelier than this monkey on my shirt. And we don't really know what Apple will say. And remember, Apple is a huge company, and they can have really great earnings, but they could have really nasty forward earnings statements. So we got to be careful. My advice to you, honestly, would be to stay away from tech overnight the next 2 days because of Apple, especially tech. If you want to go to consumer staples, things like that, that's okay. But utilities, financial, but stay away from tech till specifically type of stocks like Apple till after the announcement, because that could really screw the pooch on the QQQ. Now, right here, as far as what's in play right now, you could see where the money is right here. This is the last 5 days, 5 trading sessions. Utilities, basic materials, consumer staples, financial, Dow Jones, blue chips. Money's coming into blue chips the last 5 days. Where is money not coming into? Communication services, energies, semiconductors, consumer discretionary technology. All of this has been under second half. What about the last 3 weeks? Let's take a look. Utilities, consumer staples, retail. I'd be careful with retail. But look where semiconductors are. Look where consumer discretionary is. Look where communication services is. Look where QQQ is. So you get a really good idea that technology right now, because of Apple or not because of Apple, it's not the leading sectors that you want to be in. Now, looking at charts, the sectors that I'm really liking right now, let's just kind of go through everything and I'll tell you what I'm liking. Definitely not the Russell 2000. Home builders, this is a wimpy bounce. I want to see something a little more concrete than that. Chips made a lower low yesterday. Consumer discretionary is starting to go up again, but it's weak. Communications filled this gap. That's pretty good. Healthcare, But as far as things that are actually getting better, basic materials is starting to drift up a little bit. I like basic materials. I like utilities, and I like consumer staples. So as far as going long right now, I want to be a little more boring, especially for holding overnight. Consumer staples, utilities, basic materials. That's where you want to go long. You don't want to go long the mid caps right now. You don't want to go tech. You don't want to go home builders. Be careful with home builders. You don't want to go long chips. You don't want to go long the small caps. Matter of fact, small caps are a great short right now. I may tell Matt to put this in one of our programs like Bargain Hunter. But again, be very, 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 very cautious. Now, let me give you some strong stocks and some weak stocks. So let's look at stocks that are making a 20-week high right now. Well, here's a great one for you. Seriously, here's a good one for you. Learn. Yeah, I've talked about this now for 4 sessions in a row in my VIP room. That's a great stock right there. Okay, great stock for the long side. Other stocks to the long side. Let me see what else is there. Not a lot of breakouts. U.S. Steel is looking really good. X is looking really, really good. NRG is looking really good. Learn, which we already talked about earlier, just a few seconds ago. DEC may still have some love in it. Logitech looks fantastic right here. I like Logitech right here. But that's about it. There's not much to the upside at all. Now, to the downside, oh boy. Whew. Where do I start? Tesla broke down yesterday, and it didn't participate in this rally at all. We took profits yesterday. Tesla looks like it's got more downside. Square looks like it's got more downside. I may sell this today. On semiconductors closed at the low yesterday. Remember I gave you this trade yesterday? It worked out pretty good. Wolf, oof, ouch. Enphase, oh boy. But I think those have earnings today. Carvana is starting to come down. First Solar, there's a lot of stocks to the downside that are looking good right now. ADI, ooh, Albemarle, these stocks are looking fantastic. Baidu. So there's a lot of stocks to the downside right now, but not a lot of stocks to the upside. Now that may change. Remember, the market's been going really, really bearish the last few days. That may change, but we got to be very, very careful. And we got to respect the fact that, let me just show you something here. This is 20-day breakdowns and breakouts. This is yesterday, 31 to 81. But look at the day before. Let me just go here. 330. And here, 38. That's as of yesterday, not today, but as of yesterday. 10 to 1. So you got to be really careful when you have almost 10 to 1 exposure to the short side versus the upside. And when you're looking at the major indice, you're still below all the major averages. So again, I like the fact that we're bouncing off. I don't like the fact that we have low volume to the upside and high volume to the downside. I don't like the fact that I keep calling him a Greenspan, that Squirrely Powell is talking tomorrow and we have Apple earnings. Not happy about that. I don't like the way semiconductors are moving right now, and I'm not liking Apple's price action. So there's a lot of things that I'm not liking right now. And there's only a few things that I'm liking to the long side. To the short side, there's still a lot of stability, but you got to be careful. Again, I wanted to give you guys a full view of what I'm seeing right now. If you guys are enjoying this video, post comments below this video or send me an email, roger@rogerscott.com. Now, before I let you go, I launched my highly anticipated Pro Trader dashboard yesterday on Monday, and I'm blown away by the response. I really am. You guys are amazing. So much that I'm going live today at 1 p.m. to show everyone who missed exactly how the new trading tool works and how it can track institutional buying and selling pressure in real time. If you missed Monday's world premiere, join me at 1 p.m. today for round 2. I'll even have a free trade for everyone who takes the time to check out the Pro Trader dashboard. Follow the link below this video. You honestly cannot afford to miss out. This is the biggest breakthrough in my life, and I've been working on it for the last 4 months to make it happen just for you. It's finally live. You need to take advantage of it, or at least learn about it. Join me at 1 p.m. Eastern time today. Bye. Have a great day. Have a safe Halloween, too.